Welcome to the Holistic Psychiatrist Podcast, a place for inspiration, insight, and information on holistic mental health. Join your host, Dr. Alice Lee, and discover critical information on safe, effective psychiatric medication withdrawal. Explore new ideas that enlighten and expand the mind with cutting-edge authors and experts, along with former patients as they share their miraculous healing journeys. It's time to build your well-being from the thought up. It's time for the Holistic Psychiatrist Podcast. Here's your host, Dr. Alice Lee.
Welcome to the Holistic Psychiatrist Podcast. Today we're going to create another healing session using story form. It's called Infinite Intention Story Form. Story form is an advanced technique that requires a lot of creativity, intuition, and imagination from the clinician. And of course, the individual, the client, or the patient who's benefiting from it also needs to relax and to allow their imagination and visualization to create the story in their mind so that the healing can happen not only with the left brain, which is using words, but with the right brain, which uses symbolism and imagery, metaphors, and story and meaning to create healing. Today, our story form is going to focus on healing someone from being disoriented, being confused, being unable to get out of a situation that can be very destabilizing and unsettling and difficult to handle. But it will be done in a way that uses symbolism and metaphor to create that transformative change. The infinite intention technique using story form, we will be connecting to life energy and using life energy to transform the situation in a very visual, imagery related, metaphorical manner. So that's something that, you just have to be open to and just allow your imagination to flow, because in some ways this technique is almost like lucid dreaming, except we're using our ability to control how the dream unfolds to lead to a really positive healing outcome. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. We'll always begin with energy breaths, and then we finish with gratitude, receptivity, and integration at the end. And then in the middle, we're going to be going over the story. All right, so let's go ahead and just close our eyes and start by taking some nice deep breaths, focusing on our breaths to help clear our minds and center ourselves. And keeping our eyes closed to avoid visual distractions. I often yawn sometimes at the beginning of these energy techniques, and I just yawned a little bit, and that tells me that my energy is shifting as I'm beginning this technique. So the next thing we're going to do as we continue our nice, deep, relaxed breaths is to visualize a warm light within us and all around us. Just go ahead and imagine that light shining brightly within us, shining through us and surrounding us as if we were a lantern or a light bulb. We're going to let this light symbolize or represent the idea of pure, perfect life energy. And we're going to think about life energies coming from a pure, perfect, and infinite source of life energy. Let's set an intention to be one with this infinite source of life energy, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and socially, and through space and time in our past, present, and future. We set intention that life energy will provide a healing process that will be safe, comfortable, easy, powerful, effective, and long-lasting, and that it will prevent any harm, suffering, pain, negative side effects, or symptoms from our energy work. We want to set intention to be open and receptive to divine spiritual support and healing. We ask for that divine spiritual support and healing to help us maximize the benefits of our energy work. We're also going to set intention that life energy will continue to reinforce and support the ability to manifest positive outcomes through our intentions without the need of repetition beyond our energy healing session today. So let's go into the story form. I have some ideas that are coming up. And again, this one is very specific for getting out of a overwhelming, destabilizing situation. And of course, we all have moments in our lives when we feel our situation is so unsteady and unstable that it's very hard for us to find our footing. And so this story form is to help us regain that footing and feel grounded, and also feel like we can get out of the situation easily. So we're going to just go ahead and imagine that we're walking along the sawdust-strewn path of a carnival. We've come to this carnival and the lights are flashing and people are enjoying the carnival and trying out different rides and different experiences. And we can think of this carnival as kind of representing life with all of its different situations that sometimes we encounter. And as we're walking down this path, we decide that we'll try out the Carnival Fun House. And so as a kind of a new experience, you've never been, or maybe you have been in other carnival fun houses. And so you think, well, this might be fun, or you don't know what's going to happen, but you decide that you'll get in line and go into this fun house. And so you see yourself getting in line and giving them the little tickets that the fun house will require. And pretty soon you find yourself at the door of this Carnival Fun House. And you go in, and initially it's just a dark space around you, and you're like walking down a corridor, and it's a little hard to find your way just because the walls and the ceiling and the ground is all black and there's no light. So as you're walking down the corridor, you can feel the sides with your hands. And then right in front of you are these swinging doors. And so you go beyond the swinging doors, and all of a sudden you're caught in a situation you never had experienced before, where lights are flashing and the floor is no longer flat. It's kind of like a curved floor, and it's swaying from one side to the other, causing some dizziness and imbalance. Also, the flashing lights and the strange swirling colors around you is starting to cause you to feel a little overwhelmed in terms of stimuli, sounds, motions. And then on top of that, there are a lot of voices going on in this space. And the voices that are going on in this space is also causing disorientation and destabilization for you. These voices are saying things that doesn't feel like they make a lot of sense. They are causing you to feel stressed, and they make you feel like the situation is very unpleasant and you want to leave. And so you just walk forward, and you start to notice that because the floors and lights and the walls and colors and voices are all bombarding you at the same time, it's really overwhelming. And this is kind of representing sometimes when you're in a situation where you're surrounded by people or circumstances that are so alien to you that you feel completely dissociated or disconnected with your energy and with your way of thinking and rationalizing. And so with this Carnival Fun House, the situation is such that you just really want to find a way out, but it's continuing to go on as you walk down this moving, wobbling, wavy floor. And so you get to a place where you just think, okay, this is enough. I really need help here to get out of the situation. And in fact, you're starting to notice that you can't get a sense of where you are or where your balance is after being in the situation for a while. Your thoughts are starting to be crowded by other thoughts and voices that are here in this fun house. So you reach out through your intentions directly to life energy, and you set this intention to be one with this infinite source of life energy. And as you do so, you notice that the light around you is changing. So instead of flashing different neon lights, the light is quieting down and it's starting to have that nice, beautiful, warm, golden light that sometimes happen, in the early afternoons. And the light is very beautiful and calming. Now the floor is still kind of wobbling and there's still some voices and music and things like that that doesn't belong in your quiet state that you normally find yourself in when you're in your own energy, in your own life situations. And so you continue to focus on being one with this life energy, asking for more of that life energy to help you shift where you are and to help you find a way out of this Carnival Fun House. So as you do so, you notice not only is the light changing, but as you keep moving forward, this floor is starting to be smooth and flat. It's stopping, it's wobbling and rotating and kind of moving status and motion. And you're able to kind of find your balance again on the floor of this area that you found yourself in this room. As you keep walking, life energy is filling up this room with its transformative energies. And you notice that the confusing colors, the intrusive thoughts, and even the intrusive music that has caused you to have difficulty thinking clearly, that is also quieting down. And as they quiet down more and more, pretty soon it has disappeared. So now your thoughts are able to flow through your mind easily without interruption and without intrusions. And then as you keep walking down this hallway, you notice that the initial stress and confusion and maybe even some distress are now starting to be replaced by a very calm, peaceful, focused state of mind and heart. Life energy is filling you with this sense of tranquility and serenity. And as you look at your hands and you look down at your body, you see yourself kind of surrounded by a very golden glow. It's as if you can see life energy surrounding you and protecting you like a shield of light. And so as you keep going down this room, down the hall, you start to notice that this crazy carnival scene, not only is it changing to a kind of a peaceful place, but you're getting towards a place where there's a lot of light and there's some doors that open or swing into that light. And so you walk up to that swinging doors, you open up the swinging doors, and to your relief, you're out of the Carnival Fun House and you're outside behind the carnival where there's grassy lawns, beautiful trees, some picnic benches. These picnic benches are really nice because in the center of the table, there's a pole and beautiful umbrella to kind of shade the people sitting at the bench. And to your delight, this is a free picnic there. And you see on your left, there's a whole long table covered over with a picnic tablecloth, and on it is just filled with wonderful, healthy food that is delicious and appetizing. And you realize that, after that crazy experience, you just need to fill your body with good nutrition. So you go over to that table, you help yourself to some really great food and some great drinks and refreshments, and you're able to come and sit at one of the picnic tables at the bench with your plate loaded with good food, with your utensils and your glass filled with refreshments, and a drink that really rejuvenates you and helps you heal from oxidative stress and inflammation, helps you heal from any kind of residual anxiety or stress from being in that crazy environment that's supposed to be the quote Carnival Fun House, which is not fun at all. And you're just really happy to be rid of it. And as you're taking in and enjoying your food, you notice that this food is also filled with life energy. And that as you eat this food, it's starting to help you heal from the residual negative side effects of being exposed to a chaotic situation. You notice that you're starting to feel stronger. Your mind is starting to feel much more serene and tranquil and focused. And your body is starting to gain all of the energy it needs to function optimally and to heal from any injuries that you might have, any pain, any suffering, any scrapes or bumps or bruises that you got from, in that chaotic fun house. And so as you take in those nutrients, you notice that all your bruises are disappearing, scrapes are gone, any kind of injuries or sprains or fractures that you may have felt that you were getting in that space is also healing easily and rapidly. And as you're sitting there enjoying your food, along comes a few other people to join you at the picnic bench and table, and you find that they're really good company. Their insights and their conversation uplift you, and you feel very warm and loved and supported through their company and through their companionship. And as you close your eyes, savoring the food, enjoying the laughter around you, and feeling good and peaceful and grateful, let's go ahead and focus on allowing this to represent the healing process provided to you through life energy so that you can easily remove yourself from the negative consequences of being in chaotic situations that are destabilizing and unpleasant for you. And let's just focus again on gratitude, receptivity, and integration into your life of positive energy and positive circumstances that are conducive to a peaceful, tranquil, serene, enjoyable environment. All right, let's focus on that. Enjoy the cool breeze gently caressing you, the warm sun that is bringing life to all of the plants and trees and grass and flowers around you. And just let's rest in that state of gratitude, receptivity, and integration of the goodness of life. All right, and now we're going to count backwards from 10. When we reach 1, you will become more alert and conscious. Your mind will be focused and at peace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you're starting to come out of this story form and become more present in your conscious current life. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now let's open up our eyes and take some nice deep breaths. And you are now alert and present and conscious in your current life.
The content provided by this podcast is for informational purposes only and has not been approved by the US FDA. This podcast is not intended to provide personal medical advice, which should be obtained from a medical professional.